Hey guys, what is up? I am filming this video right now after a day of wearing this makeup. It's been on for about 6 to 7 hours now, so I guess you can kind of see how it held up. I did do a little touch up with some powder and concealer, but the rest of it is pretty much as is. So if you follow me on Instagram, if you haven't by the way, it's right up here. You probably would have noticed I'm moving towards a slightly more Korean-ish makeup style. While I love Western makeup and always will, I do think that Korean makeup sometimes can be a little bit more flattering, especially on Asian features. And so I've kind of been moving in that direction every once in a while. I wanted to show you guys the kind of makeup that I do if I do swing the Korean way. It's always really flattering, really easy, and the skin is just the highlight of the entire look. I am also going to be showing you guys one of my latest discoveries. This is the Bobbi Brown Intensive Skin Serum Foundation. It is so dewy and hydrating. It's, oh my gosh. You'll see it in action in a little bit. This is the makeup look that I'm going to be showing you guys. Just look at that natural glow. Love it. If you want to find out how I got this look and find out a little bit more about how you can create that really beautiful hydrated dewy skin, then please keep on watching. I am exhausted. I've popped on a pair of falsies to make myself feel better. Let's get started. I'm gonna do skincare first. I'll prep my skin with the beauty water from Son & Park. I personally find that the skin doesn't really need cleansing in the morning, so I won't go in with like a foaming cleanser, but something like a gentle micellar water or a beauty water, that'd be perfect. I'm gonna do a bit of rolling now. This just kind of increases circulation, helps the skin breathe a little bit, and absorb products a tiny bit better. Always roll upwards and then downwards at the very edge to drain everything. Starting off with some eye cream. Mine is from La Mer. What I like to do is press it in nice and hard with my fingers and then go back in with my roller. And then I always like to go in with a bit of an oil. I find that this one, I don't know, it just makes the skin look better and it makes the makeup look better on top of the skin. And finally, I'm finishing off with a moisturizer. I never ever leave the house without SPF. This one has a bit of a white cast to it, but it does have hyaluronic acid, which is why I like it so much. Very hydrating for the skin. So moving on, I am all about healthy, glowing, radiant skin these days. I just feel like youthful skin starts with a glow. So I'm going to go in with this Primer Plus Radiance from Bobbi Brown. It's also got an SPF of 35. This one I'll avoid in the T-zone, but I'll put everywhere else. Ooh, look at that. She angry. I'll show you guys how to conceal that in a moment. Alright, finally, foundation. I'm going to go in with a product that is pretty new to me, but I really have been liking recently. It's the Intensive Skin Serum Foundation from Bobbi Brown. So I'm not sure if you've heard about Bobbi Brown foundations before. They've always done some pretty amazing formulations, but this one is my absolute favorite because it's kind of a serum cum foundation. It does take care of the skin, it increases collagen production, it helps to prevent UV damage and environmental stress. I just really like products like these because they help to kind of nourish the skin as you're wearing foundation. And it's so gorgeous and dewy. You know I love me some dewy foundation, so I've been obsessed with this for quite some time now. I really like it. I'm just going to show you guys how it performs and you can see for yourself if you like the product or not. And what I like to do nowadays is just apply it with this kind of paddle foundation brush. Gosh, and I love the scent. It's got lavender in it. And I adore lavender. You know, if you guys noticed my videos from quite some time ago, you'll have seen that I used to use more mattifying foundations and full coverage foundations, and I don't know, guys. My skin has been changing lately with age, and I'm finding that the products that I used to love, I don't love anymore. It's been a bit of a difficult transition getting here, just because every time I used to use my old products, I'd look at my skin and I'd be so disappointed because it didn't look good. It looked patchy and cakey and dry and wrinkly, and you'd see all these little dots all over the place from the dry patches, and it did not look good. It took me a little while to get where I am now, where I'm accepting my skin a little bit more, and I'm learning how to treat it, and I'm learning what products work and what products don't. And discovering foundations like this one, foundations that are dewy, that hide a lot of imperfections, has been a game changer for me personally. But I find in general, you know, if you want to be happy in your own skin, you literally have to love your skin. Learn what it's like, what it needs, and give it what it needs, and learn to love yourself. But you know, a little makeup, a little lipstick never hurt anybody. Oh my god, can you see how dewy and gorgeous this foundation is? I love it. Okay, I'm gonna do my brows off camera. I'm gonna come back and show you guys how to conceal this guy right here. Brows are done. Now we're gonna move on to my unwanted guest right here. Basically, when you have a pimple that you want to conceal, especially if it's kind of protruding and a bump on the skin, you don't want to use a soft, malleable, movable concealer like a liquid concealer. Instead, you want to use something more creamy, a little bit harder, so to speak. I'm using this one right here. This is actually one of my favorites. This is the Estee Lauder. Don't actually know the name. Let me find out. All right, I found it. It is the Estee Lauder Double Wear High Cover Concealer. And I'm using a color that's pretty much exactly my skin tone, if not a little bit darker. When you have something that's protruding, you do not want to use a concealer that is slightly lighter or brightening, because that's going to highlight that pimple. Now to apply it, you want to use a very tiny little brush. This one is actually specifically for pinpoint concealing, which is what we're doing right now. All right, so we're going to start layering onto the pimple itself. And to blend it out, just use your finger in very light tapping motions. Now, as you can see, I have a little shadow right here, and in the shadow, I will actually put a slightly lighter colored concealer, because that's gonna counteract the shadow and just bring it forward a little bit. So now I'm using a lighter shade, just like that, and you can see how it's already concealed quite a bit. Okay, I'm grabbing a powder foundation. Mine I'm just using from the drugstore. Setting that. So you can leave it like that, or if the bump really bothers you and you really have no way of covering it up, there is a way that you can conceal that pimple and turn it into a mole. All you need is an eyebrow pencil, and what you gotta do is just dot the eyebrow pencil on top of your pimple. Dab it in with your finger and it becomes a mole. That simple. I'll show you guys how it's done. So this is my ratty eyebrow pencil from God knows when. See, I've just dotted it on top, and right now it looks a little bit harsh, but once you dab it in, it blends in into a bit more of a mole. And that is how it's done. And then I'm gonna set my T-zone just with the same powder that I used on the pimple. The makeup look I wanna do is really simple. I'm gonna go in with an eyeshadow base first. I've got a Bobbi Brown bronzing powder, and that I'm gonna take into the outer corners and then drag it in on the crease. Seriously feeling so good about this foundation right now. And then a tiny bit underneath the eyes. I have a MAC blush that would go perfect with this look. There we go. This is the one. It's from the Electric Wonder collection, and this one is Serenity Seeker. I'm gonna bring it around the temples as well, because I don't really want to contour with this look, but I do want to give it a tiny bit of warmth. Oh, I love it already. Don't you just feel so good when you've got good makeup on? It's so simple, but so effective. Okay, I'm gonna line the eyes a tiny bit. If you've got hooded eyelids, you might want to try the Korean eyeliner trend. You know, where the eyeliner kind of goes straight out the way I just drew mine instead of up, because it doesn't interfere with that hooded lid at all, but it still elongates your eyes and makes them look prettier. I'm going to quickly apply some highlighter before we move on. This one is a Bobbi Brown Shimmer Brick. I remember when I first got started, Bobbi Brown was the go-to for highlighter. They did highlighter before highlighter was even cool. And these shimmer bricks, everybody wanted one. And I remember how excited I was to get my hands on my first ever shimmer brick. Ugh, those were the days. And if you're looking for more of a natural glow, Bobbi Brown is definitely the way to go, because some brands out there, they do highlighters that are a little bit too chunky, a bit too shimmery, and quite in your face, especially when you're out in the sunlight. Bobbi Brown's highlighters are nothing like that. They're just super, super subtle and yet give you this really gorgeous sheen. Like, look at all that. Ah, yes. Yes. MAC Fix Plus to set the whole face. Okay, we have the dewy, glowy gorgeousness settled. We're gonna move on to the lip, which I am very excited about. I've got this Bobbi Brown crushed liquid lip in the color Big Apple. So I'm loving this trend lately of kind of blurring out the outer edge of the lip. So what I'll do is I'll just apply everything as usual, and then with my finger I'm just gonna kind of push outwards, and I'm just gonna add on in the inner lips. And so this is the final look, a very chic, easy to do, super flattering makeup. What did I tell you about that foundation, by the way? Is it not the most amazing thing? I mean, the glow, the healthy kind of sheen to the skin, and give me skincare benefits in my makeup any day. If you want to find out a little bit more about the foundation, I have listed it down below. And if you have any questions about the products that I use in this video, any of the other products, my techniques, let me know in the comments box below. I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you guys so much for watching this tutorial. I hope it helps make you feel a little bit more confident, and hopefully you learned something from it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.